sidelines, especially on mid. And Process as well, which is a very open map. And it looks like we're going finally live.
Yeah, they're probably just going to... They said they're going to forfeit mid, so the rollout's going to be pretty...
Yeah, we see Domo just walk into mid, basically.
Feels good, man.
Is he doing the Luma?
The control point is being
No, I mean, Matt can do the Mima. He's got no... I mean, they don't have any time to lose. So they're just going to take mid right off them. Not much to do. No traps have been set. Say that, the max spam.
It looks like Ascent is just going deep into mid, right after they finish capping.
Yeah, Matt.
They don't want to give this up easily.
Yeah, looks like they're just taking it right back to them. Arms on the Soldier, cleans him up. Bayon going down, he's going to chase the scouts. Soldier's bombing in, they're going to need to get out of the castle. Both scouts are weak, Arms getting Zodiac now. Soldier's bombing into the medic.
Oh, that was
Connor
so
just survived. No, Piggle's just surviving, so no, it was Connor.
Connor survived on barely, maybe 20, 30 HP and left, just barely misses his last platform. That was very close. But it looks like they gave up the mid, you know, like nice place they are, but instantly as soon as the mid was capped, they just flooded in and just bullied. Big loads up there.
They also have Zodiac Sniper right now, and NJ. We're going to be taking it from the left side. They're just waiting. Arms is in, he's on top of the plate.
Arms is super deep in
yeah,
right now.
Polygon jumped in, he's in dungeon, he's going to need to get out though. He's making his way in. A nice wee chip shot. They used Uber. Piggles does have a slightly better Uber, but he used later, so they can probably chase them out in its second maybe. But they do have a gun there, remind you. It's only a level 1, it's down now. Spamming it out.
It looks like Ascent is just going to trade away, go in, just try and rotate, heal up in lobby. We see Arms just alone already in top right area, just trying to get the chip damage in.
Oh,
left going down.
Polygon's getting that. So Arms' little bait kind of work. And everyone's group
Polygon's
on the right.
So much damage, but there is no one to follow it up.
Aff is in. Oh my, he's on. Oh, Connor.
Good saw by Connor.
Well, there you go. There's your...
Meanwhile, Zebo gets an insane air shot on last. Even Big Mac.
I've never even seen it. Players are walking on point. Connor's going for the mini. Gets
Connor
it. Caps it.
Cap.
What's... I mean, Connor did something.
In that last push, he got 2 kills. I'm pretty sure he's out-fragging like half of his team on Medic.
He's out-fragging a lot of the big block.
It's very, you know, he's very known for that, just going for these flash plays.
Yeah, they work though. That's been cool in his frag vid. But Matt going flowers this time. Probably Domo going choke. No, he's going to also flowers. Sticking off the choke right now, waiting for players. Scout taking some chip damage. Soldier taking some damage as well. Polygon on top of Cafe, going in for that bomb. Doesn't quite hit his rocket. There is both scouts on him. He's going to get down just like that. All the players get like Aff with a bomb and left cleaning up as well. What is happening? You see Aff and Cafe taking a fight. It's only Credo up. Arms going down to his left right there.
There was a crazy mid from left there, but it looks like big blocks are just reading these mids. Like something that Ascent.NA couldn't do yesterday, where they were just falling apart against these Ascent.EU mids. Today it looks like big blokes are perfectly countering everything that Ascent is doing. We saw, I think it was Crayon, just jumping into Valley, countering Zebo's like late bomb, and then you had 2 scouts ready in their own Valley just for the Polygon bomb, and just got him out of the fight straight away.
Just like that, we do see Credo up in his favourite class, Sniper, level 2 gun up, Arms building. It's just kind of waiting for the push in. They do have the Uberad is bundling for the Theorists. They're going to be coming in. Uber using it, they expected the Sentry gun, Mac bombing in, Sentry going down. Credo on the heavy as player. They're doing all the damage. We have Credo on Sniper, heavy, sorry. Connor going down, that's the heal down. Zebo getting 2 frags right there. Credo on the heavy. He's just cleaning up all the damage right now. Piggle's the only one that left. Alive.
I've said this yesterday. You just gotta respect when Credo goes too heavy when they're holding glass. And you know, with that Kovacs practice, his tracking is up on par with maybe Quad, even better now. And you just can't really escape the bullets from this minigun.
Left is also going to be nagging, spamming out on tayyy. He's just kind of waiting to see what he can do. He's going to jump in. Oh, double one, so try and get that. Zebo getting Crayon. I think it was a nice wee air shot there, but Zebo was 7 HP in fact. No, Crayon died. Zebo lived. What? I thought he was going to trade. I thought Jesus, wasn't a trade.
Big Blokes really wanted to refight that, and they just lost Crayon straight away, so they had to give it up. But it looks like it's just going to be a nice, even stalemate between mid and second point. Both teams with their overcharge ready soon.
Yeah, they're probably just going to try and sack soldiers in, maybe even scouts, just try and get as much damage done as possible, maybe in a force. I think they're going through Valley right now. I see Max firing off a few steps. Both scouts and red.
Zebo's like getting so deep. Almost getting pickles.
Yeah, he's almost getting him, but Zodiac there to help. He's America in need though. And they've got one soldier down.
Crayon skip jumps in. He's on Connor, and he couldn't get any rocket off, but Lev coming in as well, just hitting only one rocket on Connor. Yeah, Connor's just wiggling himself out of situations, but Ascent is losing so many players. They're so weak after the Uber. We see Uber exchange here. It looks better for the big boats.
Yeah. Oh no, and Connor was caught out. Tried to go dungeon and separate for this team, and that's the heals down. He's got a 20-second respawn.
But
and
Ams
big
is flanking on the point.
Oh, can he win it? Oh, come on. No, don't be mega cringe. 4 HP gone? No, he's not going to get it. Zodiac's going to get him. Defend the point Chapter. They're going to rush right in. They have a heavy spawn, and almost back up. They're going to bomb in. Matt caught in the corner. Polygon hit near shot on him. Getting AF as well on the splash damage on the wall. This push has just been swapped. We have a scout in the point, getting a bit of cap time on. Cradio on heavy still. As you said, respect it.
That was such a huge save from the Ascent guys, especially from their soldiers. Zebo was deep bombing into their combo, and Polygon was just cleaning up the frags. Super crisp nice rockets. 2 kills there.
Crisp indeed. But Ascent seem to be struggling to try to get out of their second. Or last, sorry. And Big Wolf are just putting the pressure on. They have Uber. They know they have Uber. They're going to a dungeon. Mac bomb in. Big damage in the spawn. Oh, it gets Arms and Domo. Zebo going down as well. Needs to hit the pipes on Credit, and they get the point. Big Bolt taking a round on Ascent.EU, and that's tying it up 1-1.
I'm pretty sure Ascent was not ready for that push. They were expecting them to push top left or to far right, but Ubering in straight from lower and jumping your demo so deep and getting 2 picks right after you pop, so good. Because Sunshine Blast is so hard to push, but when you get 2 picks straight away, it's night and day difference.
Well, there you go, you've just proved the theory right. Spam again, Matt. Just classic demo stuff. Just see the left up top of Tetris right now, see what he's up to. Not really much, just a bit of spam. No soldier jumping, try and get a rocket up to off. You do see Zebo jumping at the cafe, not really much. Crayon going in for the medic, hits one rocket, gets a corner like that. Crayon and Arms getting both Crayon and Zodiac. 3 players down on blokes. They're good. I think Arms is chasing, he's going in deep, going in for Matt, gets Matt just like that. Corner out. It's Piggles and AF are out, so they still have Uber, but they're going to stay at last, keep it nice and safe.
Ascent finally changed their mid. Zebo was playing way more passive with Polygon. They were dealing their jumps, and Zebo was actually not playing from Valley, but went over to the cafe area at the start. But it looks like they just can't defend their medic, and it's just going to be an easy retake from Big Af. But Piggles gets forced by Zebo. That was a very good jump.
Their shots missed. Bye-bye frag maybe, but the Uber's force, it's going to be 20%, 25 ad. It's not much they can build it. It's just going to be probably another stalemate. Not really stalemate, in fact, probably, never mind stalemate. I said left is jumping in. Can't see it. I'm going to look at your screen. He's on top of Tetris. He's 25 HP. Arms getting him, denying him like that. The big blokes are walking in. They lost a soldier. The heals are okay, distributed. Zebo is down. Zebo just spawned, in fact. Keru getting Zodiac and AF, just like that. The clean-up crew. They shouldn't have done that, should they? Polygon, he's in on Matt. Can he hit the rocket? No, he gets arrowed. Oh no, but doesn't matter. They're going to go in. Matt hitting the pipe onto Polygon. Arms getting back in the end. Or Connor going down, unfortunately, at Crayon.
That's such a huge chase, but Zebo's already hiding on last, and he's ready to go in with Ams.
And he is in. So you see Zebo is there. He's 30 HP on the point. Doesn't matter. The scouts have spawned in. They're just going to try and collapse on point. 6 HP. Cradio is 6 HP, 5 HP. He's going to be 30 HP. He's going to get out. He's not going to take the fight. It's too risky.
He's just going to eat the bottle and bail. Like, at that point, when you're alone on last 6 HP, you can't really do much about a hit scan class. He actually got very lucky to get out of there. But that was super aggressive. And the fact that they got Piggles so late in that fight means that now they're working with a 40% ad and pushing into this last. Unless big bulks are going to set up, you know, the good old boss on last, it's going to be an easy round for Ascent, I think.
It might be. They've got the engineer. You got the engineer up, smacking him with a big old metal thing. I don't know that they might be pushing through dungeon. We do see players down there. I don't really know. I think they're just waiting. They have Uber. Arms might be taking that shape. We do see that Uber being popped on the demo. Sentry gun going down. Arms is on the point. Going across onto Piggles. We do see everyone collapsing out of the medic. Defended medic. Big bloke, no heals, they need to do something here. Amp's completely destroyed there by rockets and stuff like that. You see Matt getting air shot there by Polygon, getting the cleanup as well. They're just going to take us another round for a second track.
That's what I was saying. I think the level, it was just a level 2 gun ready on the last, no much other of, off class. And you really want to switch over to heavy when your gun goes down, so you have that extra health pool that you can work with against enemy Ubert players. But that was a very nice cleanup towards the end by Polygon, getting a 2 or 3K there.
I think it was a 3K. Polygon with rockets, he's hitting them today. He's on his good mood, he's in a good mood. This mid, I would like to see the mid. I see the mid now. Cool. Let's see if Zebo plays the same way. He played, as you said, bomb passively last time. Yeah, he's still waiting. He's kind of just waiting. He knows someone's probably in flowers maybe. Again, they're playing passive well, passive right back. He jumps up at Tetris. He knows where he's going to get jumped down, spammed up, so he's going to suck a rock off. Not looking too good. Slower mid this time, both teams know. And Big Bloke losing 2 players right now. 3 now, Crayon left and Mac going down.
But there's a huge chase on Pickles. It was Zebo and Credu just going absolutely ham, just going forward, holding on the W button like.
Tried to go in and get the corner. But now they have full over though. I think they didn't have a next on him. I just stupid. So they're getting chased down as well.
That was probably the most passive mid I've ever seen Ascent.EU play. They just had their soldiers sitting in the cafe area, and everyone just playing around this one big blob. And the big mistake from Big Blokes was that they were just too passive, not jumping into the blob of players. You can just do a double sully bomb, push over with your demo, and collapse them.
Yeah, they're running AF Sniper. They have a sentry gun as well. Polygons in dungeon. Making the bomb. They use Uber, get the sentry done right away. Crayon getting Credu. That's Zebo getting. Oh, Piggles and Crayon. This might be another round to Ascent. Not talking yet. AF really weak. Mac, no heals on the side of Big Bloke. Damage is coming out. Ascent just need to stand on the point. Mac's still alive, and that's a wipe, and that's another round to Ascent.
It was a very questionable last hold. I mean, now they switch over to heavy as well, so they had more off classes on last. But Piggles and Crayon were just caught out with the Uber. They couldn't rotate through the spawn because Domo was sticking up the spawn door. And then they're just stuck on this top left area getting cleaned up by Ascent flank.
Ascent seem to have, they're shaking off their aggressiveness. It looks like they're trying to play a bit more passive. Now let's see if they play it just as passive as they did last round. Domo not hitting tight stick left, back up in Tetris. He's going in for an aggressive bomb, weak Tetris jump, maybe a bait bomb. Looks like it was, doesn't matter. Zebo going down, left going down as well. Domo getting Piggles, Piggle going Crayon down. The damage out in this mid, Ascent are on top. Credu spotting the scout behind. I think that's a wipe. What a mid from Ascent.
Mac was just so deep, and he was not getting shot at all. From my point of view, it looked like Ascent completely ignored him, and Connor was just dancing around his bombs. And Zebo looked like he was very disconnected from his team that mid, but it was good enough distraction, I guess, for his team to just finish up what he started. But he was just going way too far forward ahead of his team.
Again, another last where Ascent have a nice Uber advantage. Again, AF, they have a, AF back in Sniper. Zuga on Engineer, we're going to do some. Polygon spotted out in Dungeon. The sentry gun is down, they have Ubered in. Domo going for Matt, hitting the pipe and the sticky, connecting them both. Zebo is down, they've lost 3 players beside the Big Bloke. Piggles is also down, Heavy's down, it's only a Soldier and Zodiac left. They're going to need to do some arms to the fight, and that's another round. Ascent with the aggression.
Literally, the last 3 rounds looked exactly the same. Ascent winning the super slow and super passive mid, and then just rolling into last, getting crucial picks at the start of the Uber push into last, and just cleaning up the rest of the players.
Yeah, it seems like Big Bloke don't really know how to counter it. They seem to be, kind of confused. Mac bombing in, players left up top.
They definitely have to change something this mid.
Yeah, they're going to need to do something. Let's see if they actually do something. In fact, we do see a soldier bombing into their top cafe right now. Get a wee bit of spam off onto the shed, sorry. Domo going down first like that, but Piggles is down right off the bat by Zebo. What a pick. There's no heals on the side of Big Bloke right now. But I think Ascent are going to take it back, keep it nice and passive. They know they can hold this. Arms getting a little bit too greedy there, pushing on left. Connor dodging and weaving all of these pipes. There is a scout on him, a pipe on him as well. Doesn't matter. He's going to get cleaned up. Credu there on a Mac, not hitting the pipes. Connor dodging everything. Credu just, oh my.
Connor got run over there basically by everyone on the big block team and just dodging pipes left and right. I don't think Mac did a single point of damage to him, and the only damage that he took was towards the end from left, and that was just an easy one rocket serve.
Yeah, that was like 50 damage then. He just avoided it easy peasy. Like, you know, it is 4-1. They've got the Uber ad again. It's only 50% this time, but I think they're going to be stacking the point and just pushing in. Maybe even just taking lobby rapid like Mac. Nice. Ooh. I mean, why would they say that?
Crayon's so far deep in lobby.
Yeah, well, I think they're expecting. It doesn't matter, they're pushing it. They're not expecting that. Pig and stuff, it doesn't matter.
Oh, straight away.
Yeah, it's not so far. Half on heavy though, they kind of learned that they need to, they're going to need to respect the heavy with a Tommy slab. Ascent have already re-pushed this ball out. They have the players, they have the heals. Credo going down, nearly going down, in fact, Zebo going down though. Maybe not going to the push, maybe try to bit off the more than we could chew.
But you can tell that big blocks are trying to adapt to these last holds. That didn't work before. We had Crayon set up very aggro in the lobby, trying to cut off the flank as they are pushing in with their team. And they were just able to hold this top right area from their perspective. And I mean, they lost Piggle straight away because he got focused on like super hard. Your medic's gonna die eventually, unless he's going all the way back to spawn, especially on Sunshine last. But it looks like Ascent is getting ready to re-push on this 50% ads.
They've spotted Sentry, they have a sniper.
Uber's already popped in.
Yeah, the Uber is all popped in. Sentry gun down, the pipes on and Mac, they're going to need to they're sticking off spawn, pipe on the medic again. Sent just need to play the point now, they've got, they've not really got the heals. Everyone's kind of split up. They're all on the right side, doing the damage, Zodiac as well. Domo just getting Zodiac in the end. It's not looking like the way. We do see Domo jump in at the point with the pain train, doesn't matter.
Connor is wiggling his way out, and Lev just got very unlucky with his rockets. And but that Uber last push was so weird from Ascent. They literally only flashed Domo there, and no one else, you know, got a bit of the flash, and everyone else died, and it was just Domo and Connor just sitting alone on top right area, just trying to, you know, do something. But by the time the Uber was over, everyone else on the team was dead, and now we see big blokes just pushing on the Uber. Piggle's almost dropping with 4 HP.
Zebo doing his job right there. Ascent are going to get out.
But they get a Uber off.
Yeah, they get the Uber off, and they have big ad now, and they're probably going to take it back in fact, which they are. They're going to Zebo jumping in, right on the Piggles off the bat, doing damage, doesn't matter, he's going to go down, but they're going to use Uber on the side of Ascent. Just collapsed in on them, they're all down, only App is alive with buff, and he's just in flowers, ready. I think he's going to wait for a wee flank.
I think he just wants to try and back up this mid.
Maybe he does. Yeah, I think he is.
But Ascent is smart enough to, you know, lead Polygon on top of the bell tower.
Polygon's up there, but can he get it? I think Ath might be getting him. He does get him. Like Crater up there. Doesn't matter. Sent back in. They never got like back. They just delayed their push a wee bit, I suppose. By not much, but you know. I smell cookies. Ooh. Anyway.
And it's just gonna be another 40% out for Ascent.EU pushing into this last, you know, as we've probably seen like 6 times today already.
6 times today, but this time, hopefully they're a bit more coordinated and not split up. Like last time, Domo was on the right side, everyone was on the left side, they all just, Woke just clapped in on 3 of them, and they had to back out. I think they're taking a right side once again, Uber used, flashed on it Arms, and sticking off the sentry. Arms clearing the sticks, he's getting capped time on top. No one's doing anything. What was that all about? Arms did some, all the players are just going to need claps on the point. Pickle just
bomb from the Ascent soldiers just jumping into the combo. I think they combined just got a 4K towards the end there. Just literally 2+2 rockets combined getting 4K just from Polygon and Zebo jumping together, getting the heavy medic demo and everyone else. That was crazy good cleanup.
And it's the same formula Ascent used in the last few times they pushed last, except this time they're a bit more coordinated. Feels good, man. They can
Feels good, man.
And let's see how Ascent do this. Maybe they'll pass it again, maybe not. Seems like they're probably not going to be left on their cafe room. Spamming a few things. We do see Zebo jump in. That was Polygon, sorry, Polygon going down. Air shot on Zebo. Oh, Lev, what a lad. Greg's, Mac, Piggles. I think Piggles cratered in fact. Zodiac and Leth are the only ones alive. Not looking too good this mid. I'd be killing him. I hit the kill button.
The Leth is still sneaking up behind. Oh, Credit spots him. It's an easy one.
Credo hit. Oh, nice wee rocket there, but Credo's going to get the final shot on him. Another white.
You know, sometimes you are hitting all these directs, but That's why the scout costs, you know. It's all about the scout costs. I think Lev hit like 3 crazy directs at mid, and I don't think he got a single kill off. Please buff Soldier, please.
120 damage direct. That's the buff. That's what I propose. Or Nerf Scout, one of the two. But Ascent, another Uberad, another push into last, and this will be the last round. Domo getting flashed, usual sticking the sentry, they have a heavy up, going for Mac taking damage. All of them are at the back of their spawn, missing the pipes. Heavy is really weak, 60 HP, just need to get him, he switches off and spawn. Not looking like the strongest mid. Creon getting Credu, cleaning up Zebo and Arms. It's only Domo left alive. It wasn't, what was that?
Again, Ascent is just dropping players while the Uber is going on. I think big blokes just have a really good flank when this Uber comes in, and I think it was 2 players just dying straight away while Domo was getting single Ubered into last again.
Yeah, it seems like the flashing's very sporadic. Like, you know, sometimes Arms will be flashed, sometimes with Domo. But Ascent, no, 9 minutes on the clock. Ascent are 4 rounds up. You know,
this is the time where you absolutely have to make something happen. We see them pushing through the stroke area.
Have Credu sniper though. Can he get the scout? Hits a 140 body shot on him. There's a soldier on Tetris, doesn't quite get him. He's still in forward spawn. Sticking him off, do a back spawn, go back on scout. Ascent.
They still got like 25% Uber out. If they're really fast with it, they can take the second point. But I think Ascent is going to try and stay in. They're already on 90%.
Yeah, I think they're going to probably try and contest it to see the stick. Oh, that was near. Now, both the teams have Uber now. They're going to try and go for the merit. Left is trying to corner. Never mind, corner uses. Going on the demo split from the combo right now. Can he get him? Misses the rocket, just flashed on time. Left and dungeon.
Running out of ammo there. That was so unfortunate.
Feels bad, man.
That's one thing that you have to watch out for when you're playing Pocket Soldier.
Oh, Creon! What is he up to? Doesn't matter, he's going to die.
I was saying, you run out of ammo very easily when you're playing Pocketing or spamming all these trucks, and then when you're taking a trade, you kind of have to be mindful of your ammo count.
Ascent, you know, the mids there's... Oh, Polygon! Hi! In. They're going to need to try and do something now. They do. They're spawn camping them, looks like. Mac getting some spam in the cafe. Probably trying to trap them off. They're out of time. Nerf the medic, please. Scout buff. They're just going to take the mid right back.
And Ascent just runs away. I mean, there was a fight that they could take. It was a 4v5 fight, you know, T-Scouts on the beam. But I think at this point they just want to play it really safe. They just don't want to mess up anything. This is playoffs. This is LAN. You're not going for these, you know, funny plays anymore.
Yeah, it's not best of ones anymore. You play everyone funny PM. But speaking of that, the Ubers have been traded in the ring cafe. Left going in for a big bomb. Doesn't quite see anything. Back and choke. Creon still in cafe. He's not going to be doing it. He's like, nah, not the day, bag. Nah. So, I think they're probably just going to wait for Uber again. Credu is in Valley with a soldier. Might take a wee bomb.
Everyone from Ascent is moving to this cafe area, and it looks like they just want to take mid straight away like that, but...
Zebo's behind. Oh, what is happening? The collapse, Polygon, everyone's on them. Damage left, right and centre. Zodiac is only one alive again.
And Credu were just picking fights one by one and just taking, you know, the big folks one by one there. And it was just an easy collapse, really. It was a very questionable hold of mid. I think Pickles got left alone at one point, and he just... As soon as Am sees, you know, Medic alone with no one protecting him, he's just going to go for it.
Yeah, and Am's baiting him. The force comes off, though, a little bit. I think that was a pussy pop, but, you know, they're going to need to take on the entire team now with it. And a heavy. Sentry's down, left is down. Am's on the heavy, on the medic as well. Can he get this? 3k, gets the 3k. He's on the point now, just like that's a white, and that's Ascent. First map to them.
And that's just a showcase of the finish. Power combo of Credu and Ams there. You see a lot of these fights are initiated by the soldiers and Polygon and Zebo, but the easy cleanup from Credu and Ams always going there. But more from the analyst desk over there, so take it away, boys.
Thanks so much for the commentary there, Adysky and Plunk. And awesome first game as well. You know, the Big Bloke lands, they got off to a decent start. We were talking, you know, in the midst of the match, seemed like Ascent struggling a little bit on the first couple of mids. Eeply, do you want to extrapolate on that a little bit?
Yeah, no, I feel like so much of the Big Bloke success in the kind of first 5 or 6 minutes or so really did just come down to, like, the Ascent mids were pretty atrocious. Obviously, like, there was the first one, and then they kind of lost it, and then, like, Ascent kind of repushed and whatever. We then went into, like, the second mid, and they just didn't really have anything, like, figured out. Their aggression didn't really work. They couldn't really initiate particularly well. It was almost similar to, it was one of the Sunshine games yesterday we saw Ascent play where they kind of, their soldiers didn't really work it out.
Yeah.
But, I mean, literally the second the Ascent kind of worked out, you know, I believe, like, for a few minutes, they basically just said, right, we'll jump straight at us, we'll just shoot you, like, we have really, really solid DM, we'll just deny you, and then we'll push forward as a team. And then the second, you know, they started, like, playing a little bit more chill, not kind of rushing things, you know, Domo could start walking forward. Domo was, like, absolutely pounding after about the first, like, you know, 7 minutes. Both the scouts were just kind of, like, owning as well. Like, it did just seem like a case of, you know, up until about 6 minutes in, Ascent were doing better in almost every situation other than the mids. And then once they started winning the mids, it was like, you know, I mean, there were a few things we saw kind of good from Big Bloke Land still, you know. They had some nice little kind of scrappy fights. They had some nice little last holds. But ultimately, I mean, I think they lost about 2 or 3 lasts, literally just because they would play with their heals and Mac playing to really, really hard rotate the opposite side. But they would rotate so early that the Uber's still up, so Domo would just walk across, just nuke them, like, incredibly easily. And I believe it's literally every single last hold where they'd lose Mac in the first 10 seconds, they would just lose the point, right? Just because of how Sunshine works.
Now, the casters did mention, and obviously the result shows as well, that the Big Bloke land, those guys could have made some defensive adjustments. Dum, you know, what's your feeling on that subject? Were there some things that you noticed, you know, kind of playing off what Eeply said as well, that the Big Blokes could have made some adjustments to extend this game a little bit longer?
Yeah, Ascent was, like, allowed to just play their game. I think there was one last push that shot it really nicely where they just took the team fight, both teams traded 2, and then immediately Ascent repushed again. Both teams traded 2 again, and then it ended with a Scout and Connor, again, taking just a 2v2 on the point, and Connor was the last swiper. And in that sort of situations, Big Bloke Land just was never ready for that repush to come in, and then and the third one on top of that as well. Ascent just was allowed to take these, like, second entries into fights time and time again, and Big Bloke Land needs to be ready for the sudden aggression Ascent is capable of to just stand a chance at all.
Yeah, let's take a look at the stats as well. There certainly was some strong performances from the some of the Ascent fraggers. And number-wise, yeah, look at that. The Scouts, 26 frags on Ampus, 24 on Credu. He also having just 7 deaths. Some thoughts from what you see here, Eeply?
Yeah, well, I mean, Domo, as expected, like, absolutely pounding out damage, doing such an important job for his team, really just kind of owning things. And then, yeah, I mean, Hams and Credo, between them, they got 50 frags that game, less than 20 deaths combined. You know, we talk about how certain maps are kind of more favored towards scouts and certain maps are kind of more favored towards some of the other classes every now and then. I've heard stories about it. Sunshine does tend to be, you know, people consider it somewhat similar to Process. Process is really, really heavily scout-centric, and Sunshine being that kind of thing, it can also be really, really scout-centric. And it did just seem like, you know, it took them a little bit of time to get that space from their soldiers. But once they started, you know, having their bombs kind of, you know, start working more effectively, once kind of Polygon and Zebasai started making their things work, Kratos and Ams just had all the space in the world. They managed to play just aggressive enough to secure the frags, but close enough that they kept Domo alive, and it was just basically kind of perfect, really. They just kept building themselves advantages.
Anything you see here, Zum, in this set of stats, or something from the last set that you'd like to point out?
I think that one that stood out to me was just the demo man stats in general, that the teams just have this, like, super demo tank style that is not too uncommon these days, but just the extent of it was really impressive here with how much damage both demos took for the team and dealt. As a result, I'm interested to see how the heals would, like, compare as well with that in probably the next screen here.
Right, yeah. Getting into the medic stats here. And we can see 13 charges over for Connor, which is sort of to be expected considering the score line and the amount of deaths that we have here.
Also, something that stands out here to me is average time before using is really, really low in this game. 20 seconds of Big Block Land and 15 about on Ascent. Just really shows that the moment any of these teams, even Big Block Land, who had much less chances, either of these teams, when they had the chance to go for something, they didn't waste any time to do it. Both fairly aggressive teams. Obviously, Ascent just did it with much greater efficiency and came to those situations, especially out of later mid-fights, a lot more. So obviously they had more chances to do it, but ultimately both teams just really didn't want to get any chance go to waste.
Now, we scratched the surface a little bit of on the topic, but yeah, Sunshine and Process, pretty similar maps. Equally, do you think that there's some key points that a big Blokeland could take away from Sunshine here and adapt to a Process?
I feel like they've got to really look at their mids. You know, Ascent really worked out their mids like, you know, within like the first two, and then from there they were just winning mid after mid after mid. I feel like you can play Process mid in a similar way. You can go for kind of super high, deep soldier bombs. You can go for kind of, you know, aggression over point, or kind of, you know, more or less like pick a side if you really want to. It can be fairly similar in terms of how you treat it. But ultimately, they need to make sure they're doing something significantly different. If they're just going to try and go forward and be a little bit too 1-by-1, a little bit kind of not quite focusing on what they're doing, like Ascent will just like, you know, completely pick them apart. Realistically speaking, we could be seeing from Ascent, and I'd almost quite like to see it. You could see something like super old kind of Nerd Rage days, where you see like the sniper to mid. He basically plays in a choke point. You play with both scouts. Obviously, Zebasai would be on scout. They could play on the rock. They could play like above sewer. You could have one soldier just kind of standing like wherever. Like they could play super, super passive if these big bloke players are just going to keep jumping in 1-by-1. So it's something which they've kind of got to expect. And honestly, against this kind of team, Ascent's going to be feeling confident. If we don't see a sniper mid at any point in this game, I'm going to be incredibly surprised, because this is where Ascent start practicing their sniping. They start practicing these mids for some of these later teams a little bit later on in the day.
Yeah, certainly the possibility of a Kradu sniper throws things for a loop a little bit, because in that last map, you're like, oh, the scouts play so good from Ascent. Oh, the soldiers play so good from Ascent. The demo played so good. And now you have this other element thrown in, as well as the fact that you're in a map that is kind of similar. Some final thoughts, Dom, real quick, as we get ready to jump into Process here on what Big Bloke can do.
Yeah, ultimately I would say it's still a really hard matchup. Maps are similar enough that it's going to be a tough one for sure. Ascent had, like, over the past few seasons, like a roller coaster of experience with Process overall. Maybe they catch them on a bad day on Process specifically. It's not always been the strongest recently, but if they made the adjustments here up to land, then it should be just another really good game for Ascent.
Excellent. Well, we are close to getting underway with map 2 of this matchup between Big Blokeland and Ascent.EU. So we're going to throw it over to our casters. Once again, it is Plunk and Adysky.
Hi, we're back. This time on Process. Sunshine's better map, better cousin, better looking cousin, and better playing cousin. Same map, basically. So what do you think, Adysky? What do you think is going to be this map?
And an older cousin, as you forgot to mention as well. This map has been around for ages, and it's very favoring towards a sniper gameplay, and we already see, no, it was Zebo just switching over to sniper for a second, but the teams are already rolling out. And what are we looking at the first mid?
So we're looking at Mac in the first mid, and Mac very fast, getting a few sticks, not really connecting any of them. I see that, and he gets completely destroyed there by Domo and his sticks. They're going to need back out. They've lost Mac. You know, just play it nice and safe. You know. But Ascent look to be not caring. They're going in. Polygon on top of the second spire. Bombs in. Zebo bombing in. Rockets. Polygon needs to do something. He's not getting in. Zodiac on him. Am's going to get Zodiac back. It's... Never mind. Am's just going in. He's going in hard with Kradu, and doesn't matter. Ascent are falling. They're playing a bit too aggressive, and this is just too scrappy for his own good.
This is pretty unheard of from at least European gameplay. Mac just gets destroyed, and rightfully so. Big blokes are just going back to second straight away, trying to stabilize. But Ascent just keeps on pushing, losing Connor straight away, basically. Like, he was just jumping through choke and just getting pretty much mulched by two big blokes soldiers. But at the end of the day, they chase down Piggles, and they end up with a tiny, tiny Uber advantage. They get stabilized on mid anyway, so it's not like they lost anything.
Yeah, you know, weird for a first mid, or first minute or two, but it might be the set up for the next, you know, couple of hour or so, or half an hour, and left was in sewer. He got caught out by the rest of the Ascent team, two are in upper IT, and Big Bloke look just outside one. They might just not even bother, you know, they get spammed out. They're going to get spammed in. Polygon jump. Zebo's going to catch them out. In fact, guess Al.
Combined with Kradu, they get a Piggles as well, so now it's going to be a full Uber ad. But no one's capping second.
Yeah, no one's capping, and it looks like a centre here at spawn camp. Everyone, if they get left, it's going to be a wipe. That's a wipe completely.
That's a very dominant round there from Ascent. It's just pure aggression, like not even having Uber, just walking through chokes. Like, you know, like I feel like they just want to show off that they don't fear anyone this run. They've had a pretty stuttery start. You know, in the groups they finished 4th seed. Now they're trying to climb the ladder back up and show that there are no, you know, easy business.
Yeah, I think they're trying to show their true selves. You know, Domo with a wee 360, showing off being a wee bit flashy there. Right? Let's see how you do this now. You know, do a 360 and win him at the end of the day. Play the looks like big both half there on their right side. Both scouting the top right. Just spam. Both soldiers jumping in right now. Piggles goes, I think he's traitor or hit the kill bind, doesn't matter. Greg, aft and left, going to get both soldiers right now. Matt on the merit, hits a pipe, doesn't matter. And the soldiers are all bombing in. Everyone's collapsing. Domo's the only one left alive in Ascent. It's, again, everyone's all over the place. And they kind of, in this weird area where they all just kind of bunch up and end up fighting.
When you are pushing the far right on mids that Big Blokes did, your medic's gonna die if you just stay there for too long. And Ascent just saw the opportunity, bombed both of their soldiers in, and you can't do anything if you're Piggles at that point. And they could, they did scrap it back. They got control over the mid just by pure aggression killing Connor there. So now we are having a second mid fight here with basically even Ubers and even players. The left just going in deep straight away.
Goes in deep, but it doesn't get Zodiac. I think Rebel, Polygon went in, Piggles going down, Zodiac down. Bomb did work. They do have heals on Ascent right now. It is a number, but Ascent are getting on arms. It's only 2 up, Credo and Connor, and I think they're out in fact. No, well yeah, Connor's there. Credo's at blue? Yeah,
he's at blue. What? He's waiting for Piggles. But he's not, he didn't choose very smart of a hiding spot really. Yeah. Now he's getting caught up by 2 soldiers.
Yeah, he's a gangbang.
But I think Ascent.EU is just going to be happy with this 50% Uber ad as Connor gets out on his own.
Yep, Connor now has a nice comfortable advantage. Really comfy. He can do what he wants.
But Big Blokes are just rolling through choke. They don't care that Ascent is Uber right now, and I don't think it's going to pay out.
Yeah, they're going to need to use though just to keep it nice and safe. Although Connor never took any damage, so it's wrong. Arms getting aft and left. They're in sewer. Piggles dodging and weaving. He's stayed alive a lot longer than I expected. Arms body blocking a scout, pistol whipping him just like Crayon. 34 HP, got enough for a 1 jump, that's better, and Domo gets the final pipe on him.
I'm pretty sure Arms just got launched by a sticky into Big Blokes there in the sewer, and he just hit every shot on Piggles, just kills him straight away, and then cleans up Zodiac. But before Zodiac died, he could kill Honor there, so the Ubers are going to be pretty much even. But Ascent secured that midpoint.
Unfortunately, Connor died. Ascent would like to recommend the call, but Big Blokes not having that there. Pushed him back at the second. We do see left kind of jumping in, get a wee rock up to him.
It's actually very surprising that Ascent just gave up on mid like that. It was very even fight there. Yeah, I don't know what's going on.
Maybe they have some strategy that they're thinking about. They got the big brain plays, Arms main calling, so you never know. Something mental could happen. But Mag dying to a trap.
Well, it looked like to be another try push. Mag just dies in the Al-Qaeda area.
Yeah, I think they were trying to bait them in, do their baiting strat, and look at that, turned out they lost their demo. Polygon jumping in, popping in, shut on. They're going to use
Uber trade is happening in choke from both teams now. I don't think Big Blokes are willing to give up this midpoint, but they kind of have to. It's just overwhelming numbers of the red guys on mid right now, but we see left just bombing in deep. Bro, he's getting cleaned up with Freddy.
Yeah, the scouts in Ascent doing some work, doing bits. Zebel as well. I think there's someone's, no, they're not a second. I thought someone was running in a second. They're 3 down. They're going to need to get out here. Someone was up like get out, hold last. That's second to Ascent now. You know, the Uber is even, so it's going to be maybe a dry push. For all we know,
they're already far right, and they're so deep. Like the second barely capped, and they're already so deep in last. I'm just walking all over the place with his beam up its back.
Not anymore though. He's going to spot up there. He's going to get one of the soldiers on the left and demo as well, and that's another round to Ascent just like that.
Ascent is showing that they don't really need an Uber to push, basically, at this point. They get a pick and then they see an entry and they're just going to go for it.
They really like going for the small advantage. They like them working off them. It looks like even if it's one player pick, they'll still push in.
Domo way faster to mid than Mac.
Oh, I think Max. Oh, Mac. They're playing on. Mac playing in the right side for them. Once again, we have Crayon sniper to mid though. That's an interesting one. He misses the shot on Connor. Hits the shot on Sniper. He's been spotted out by Zebo right now. Hitting his cookery out. Doesn't get. Scout comes back. Helps his fellow soldier out.
Connor's just left alone again. This is a reoccurring thing where everyone's rushing the enemy sniper and they're playing so aggro, but Connor is just left alone, basically 1v3 against fragging classes. But another thing that we did not notice is that Pigos is on crits.
Oh, cringe creep. Cringe creep. I mean, they could probably take it right into last. They're going to take it right into last. They have an engine.
Control point is being captured.
Get a heavy first though with the crits, you know.
I'm definitely going on the Mac cam here.
Yeah, the Mac cam.
The first sticky is always crucial on demo. You got it.
No, why are we on the Zebo cam? Mac cam, please.
Mac cam, please.
Mac cam. They're going to use soon. We're watching the Zebo cam. Mac cam. What is this happening? Mac cam. Oh, I'll just watch this. SMH. I was watching the. I'm going to watch yours then, right? I'll see how this goes. Crits any second now. Oh no. Messes the other stickies out. He's just going to try and get the sentry gun still up. Just they got the dispenser.
So for the people saying deep roars right now in chat, Mac literally had his first sticky on top of a barrel right in front of him.
Yeah, it was clipped wrong. He's going for it.
Oh, bit over.
Left went for a wee meme spoon there, but, you know.
Gets cleaned up by Zebo. But Ascent is pushing out of this one area with full bird advantage. Connor is getting bombed, but rightfully so backing into one. It's safe little shed.
Yeah, well, both soldiers down, so there's no sacks. They're very safe. Just kind of walking at second now. Maybe even taking mid. Left did get forward spawns. Crayon didn't. He's got his spawn delayed.
But Mac is ready to use his crits again, but the Uber is ready from Ascent guys as well. Is it being popped?
Yep, the Uber has been popped. Crit popped as well. I think the match is going to be sticky jump. Oh, bumps his head. Oh no. Poor man. But, you know, they've lost the demo. Zebo a little bit too deep. He does get left though. He do trade.
Zebo trading and it looks like Ascent is just going to leapfrogging into the second point as well. You see, they just have one player advantage and they're just ready to go forward.
Yeah, well, I mean, Max is spawned when the spawner starts, Zebo's still up, and I think they're still just Zebo's coming up. I think they're slowly take it. There is traps, no one's called it, I think. Maybe Connor's, I think Connor's spotted.
This Crits Creek play is not really paying off for big blokes because from what I noticed, they only get to use their crits by the time Ascent already has Uber, which could change right now, but look, again, they're trying to rotate, find a spot where to crits from, and by the time they do that and they're ready to actually use it, Ascent already has Uber, and now they're just stuck holding blast with.
Yeah, they do have a Tommy Slab heavy, so that what crits could be.
Oh yeah, Up is definitely getting crits.
Yeah, and Uber does come out, the crits also coming out, they're going to focus the heavy rapid, like it doesn't matter. The crits is too strong to deal with when you're being flashed. 54 damage at basically half. Secret way, so the jump. Still up top.
But Ascent is still pulling through. I mean, Mac goes down, Pigos goes down.
Everyone's going down, and that's another round.
Right. I couldn't even see what was going on there. I mean, they traded Uber for crits there, and it looked like, you know, you have Up on 450 HP on a heavy weapons guy up top, and there is no way that he can die, and then suddenly all of the blue team is dead.
It suddenly dropped down to 100 HP, dropped down somehow. Oh, a Stomo, Rapido, Matt, he's going in deep. Spamming off sewer, expecting Matt to come out there.
It's nice early damage on the blue scouts, and that's always going to hurt when you're trying to get the top area. And we see Bomb from Polygon had an insane airshot, almost getting a double up in a skybox. That was crazy rocket from Poly.
Yeah, Mac is actually pushing a wee bit more aggressively. He hits the airshot on Zebo, completely denying the bomb, and he's Merrick and Cole right there. And I think they're just going to get out. They've lost both soldiers in the mid. They still have Crayon on Sniper. They have a scout way behind. And
the control point is being captured.
I've seen it somewhere, is there? No, it hasn't. I know, it's 719.
Crayon's going for a cheeky pick here from Sewer.
Yes, but I don't think the guys that are above it. The med has been used. Both teams are using Uber. Leon is still in. I don't know why we're on that camp. And really, weird Uber from both teams right there. Not the best, you know. Leon's still on. Matt in the choke, doing damage. There's no one there to really clean it up, unfortunately. Ascent are getting bullied out of their own choke.
That was an insanely good push from Ascent, like really good entry. But Zebel and Polly just died straight away, and Domo going down as well. I'll be surprised if they can hold a second point here.
Yeah, with the demo down, Max still up, although quite weak, he's still controlling. Looks like what's going on there. Look at the aggressive Pedro going down, Arms getting left, Crayon taking a frag, Zebel going down as well. It's not the, you know, weird what they're doing. They're trying to defend it, but it's not the best. Domo going in for a big play, and he's going to get shut down immediately. Zodiac is down right there. Soldiers are in, trying to do damage, going for a wee pickaxe there, a bit of Minecraft action. Dodging and weaving, he gets out.
How does he get out?
How?
How does that happen? Oh, come on. Was it up for Zodiac to beat him like 5 shots in a row? Come on, let's hit up the DSC. Time's down.
Uber's going to be moved on the side of just right there. Connor just got it. Why'd you shoot the medic?
Mac is so deep. He's just in the secret area with Lev, and it looks like it's just going to be another.
Oh, he got his people at spawn. Demos weak. What? That was a smart play from
That was such a good aggressive last push there. I mean, they were trading Ubers and just Ubering Mac there, getting credits straight away, and like a lucky Uber trade scenario, and then falling back. And then Mac, towards the end of the Uber, just jumps behind with his soldiers and just makes it pretty much a sandwich push at that point, where you have 3 people pushing from back and 3 people pushing from front. You can't really do much when you're Ascent.
I think Domo knows what Mac's up to, and he likes his way, but no damage from each speed. Looks like we have both soldiers going in for a high bomb instead of a set. Nebo completely going down. As much as Polygon wanted to, he never got it. But everyone's collapsing on the side of Big Wolf, and the right side it's only a scout, it's only Arth and Pig was left alive, and the both scouts are just going to clean them right up. Another strong mid.
That was literally textbook. You have 2 Solis, you know, just distracting, making the initial damage and drawing attention. Then you have Domo just walking over, getting 2 kills there, and the rest is up to your scouts. That's textbook TF2. There is nothing else you can say about that.
I don't know what Domo's up to. I think he's building. But you know what? They have Arth on Sniper, not the best pick right now. You know, they're not probably going to be using him. But they use in right now. They're not going to use him there. They use in now. They have a heavy. They're just going to try and stick you off as many pathways as possible. The scouts are on the point. Just getting them there. Arth down, Mac down, Piggles down. There's only 2 up, and that's another round to Ascent. As you said, that was a textbook round.
That was a textbook round. I mean, one mistake that Big Blokes did is that they had like 4 players in spawn there when holding glass. And that's something you don't really want to do, because once that Uber demo comes through and stickies up your spawn door, you are not getting out that easily. And they couldn't really contest the point, and by the time they started getting cap from the Ascent guys, then you kind of have to board and you have to go through the carpet of sticky bombs.
Is that an air shot on Crayon there? I'm pretty sure it was. Anyway. Wait, stop, and another big bomb coming from both the soldiers. Piggles going down like that, Domo going down, unfortunately. And it's not looking good for the Ascent. It looks like Big Close have wisened up to their strategy. And
the left, it's on the chase, just absolutely destroying Ams.
Connor thought, oh, he's not going to make it. Oh, he hits the Killbine.
Yeah.
Not giving him the frag.
I mean, I'm pretty sure it comes towards.
Yeah, but you know, not a frag. You're not hit the button. But you know, that was
get a hit sound.
Yeah. I mean, Big Bloke definitely knew what was going to happen this mid. Double soldier bomb. Every past 3 rounds it's been a double soldier bomb.
Way better adaptation to basically mid fights. I mean, it's crappy. I don't think I've seen a clean mid fight this game so far. It's always just 2 or 3 people staying alive at the end of it. It's never been a clean wipe, but now it looks like a 30% ad because Connor dying so late from the mid fight. It looks like they're positioning themselves like on a push from the 1 area.
Yeah, I think they may be going one, in fact. Oh, they got the bombs now, but that doesn't matter. They're going straight for Domo. Domo's
Almost getting caught out.
they got out. They need to go for the sentry now. They're going to get before the sentry gun going down. They're going to try and get Connor before he gets over now.
Connor's on 20 HP, barely gets super and pops it off.
Yeah, just so. Flash is like it's left is up top. Hits 3 rockets in the heavy, suffs it. Craters on the ground. Not much Big Boat could have done there, to be honest.
I'm surprised.
The control point is being contested.
Oh, never mind. I thought Big Boat set more people up. It was a smart decision to give up second as well. I thought more people got out. I'm just a dumb old boy.
He's bad, man.
And Ascent is just rolling into it. I mean,
The
the
control
4v6
point is being
fight.
captured.
Big Bolts are not even present. They're happy with their own choke area.
12 minutes on the clock, and I think Ascent want another 5 wins on them. So we do see left jumping in there, and as well as Creon, they're both jumping in.
Big rockets from left.
Oh, what are they up to? Creon getting Devil going down, Poly going down, and Matt there. Not.
And Connor's just left alone again. Just, you know, running away from the mid fight with tail between his legs. But it was really just a good initiating fight from the big folks. You know, they're always jumping and hitting crazy rockets on the scouts. They're basically making arms and trading with bail straight away. But they were out of the fight before it even started.
Yeah, now well, there's going to be a trade right now. Both men basically use it at the same time. It's just about how many flashes left
They
is
just
in
switch
last.
sides.
Yeah, left is in last. But they're going, you can cap this out. No one's at the back on. It's only a one cap.
And left just single taps last. What a play. I mean, that was a smart decision to block the second there, but you really have to stay on a point if you're blocking the point. That's the point of blocking a point. You have to stand on it. And Ascent kind of got too greedy and went for the frags instead, and Lev was just ready for that.
Yeah, and the fact that they never had anyone on last, just waiting.
And we see Credu on Sniper this, man. I'm gonna be on his cam.
Oh yes, please. Domo rolled out. He's never had a fast one. Max was kind of fast. Let's see how this one goes. Credu cam, please. Domo standing still. We have soldiers bombing in. Oh, gets the body shot on Zodiac there. Creon down. Gets the headshot on the medic. Max only one left alive now. That's a wipe.
Now that's a queen mid. As I was saying, you don't get many queen mids. This match, that was a queen mid. You know, getting the entry pick when you have a sniper instantly pays off, because then you're playing a 5v6 and you have that long range kind of damage potential. You can just sit back in your choke and just chip damage the enemy team.
Yeah, I mean, did his job though. He got the medic.
Credu's already peeking bro out.
He's peeking. Can he get the medic? Oh, Peggle spotted
Pegels
him.
with his fast sensitivity is wiggling out.
Was he like 2 inches per 360? That doesn't matter. They're going to be using in it now. Credu getting spammed out, suffering.
But Uber's already used them last.
Yeah, and
It's just a free cap time.
yeah, exactly. And another headshot coming out from Credu. Another headshot in the heavy. He's going to get another headshot. Maybe. Oh, what? Come on. He's got never. Oh, you ruined it there. I'm sorry. That's a shot. That's another round of shot. There you go.
You just have to hit a couple of headshots there. I mean, your team's pushing with full Uber out into us. Your job is basically only to just hit 2 or maybe 3 headshots there, and it should be around secured at that point. Up was on heavy, but unfortunately just stuck inside a spawn door and couldn't do much. And that was just a clean, very clean round from Ascent.
Clean round and Soldier going in fast for Domo right off the bat, trying to get his pack, but I think Domo got it.
Credu is still staying on Sniper.
Yeah, and left nearly got the mean spoon on it. One of the scouts was Mac doing big damage on it, but it doesn't matter. We see Arms going in and Polygon with the rockets as well. Mac getting Arms. It's this mid's.
And I'm surprised Big Box are taking his mid. I mean, 3v5, they cap it out, and then I'm pretty sure they are just forced to get out here.
Yeah, because Credu's going to be watching choke now for any of the pesky remaining ones who want to try and push or peek. Maybe not. Maybe he's just kind of jumping about, wasting time. For all we know, but we do see left jump in, and he just
Huge body shot.
Yeah,
He's going to get 150 on left.
Polygon going to get him. Creon's going to jump on Credu. It doesn't matter. He whips out the pain train, trying to get the scared in. Uber on the side of Connor. Mac
taunting before he dies. When you see the taunts, you know, before you die, that's basically a sign that you're you've pretty much given up.
Yeah, I would give up in that situation to die. You know. Kratos still on sniper. They never went for corner. Soldier jumped from top spot. Never went for corner. Kratos. Oh, Minecraft left.
Gameplay.
Iron pickaxe.
I don't think I've seen Credu hit a single headshot that mid or following up to that.
Yeah, you never. Zebo on scout.
Zebo on scout just getting absolutely farmed and walked over by Av. I mean, Av was pushing there with like
Connor.
himself left.
Mac, what are these pipes he's hitting? He just hit a pipe on Connor, then Domo. What a... Now this might be the comeback, but there's only 7 minutes left, unfortunately.
Did anyone order McDonald's? I only see Big Mac on my screen right now.
Big Mac ED. Now, no follow spawns, I think. The trap didn't do much. I'm on free camps. I'm going to look at your money. So, you know, I don't know what Ascent can do here other than wait for the push in. They've got Uber Disad, they've got an engineer up. Credu is not on it. He's on engineer, he's not going in heavy, but he probably will split once he's lost it. You know, I think it's going to be another textbook hold for Ascent, probably. You know what I mean? They've got the Thompson ready, I'm pretty sure as well.
They've got everything set up to hold this out. The gun goes down instantly, the Uber is being popped off. Connor is nowhere near his Uber, but Credu's already up on a heavy. Unless they start shooting Credu's just going to clean everything up.
Left going in deep, he's on a scout, he needs to go for the medic, he's only 60 HP though, he doesn't quite get any rocket connecting in Connor. He's got full Uber now, and everyone in the side of the big bloke is down. Af and Piggles are going to need to get out and build some Uber.
And it looks like Ams and Connor are just deep into this PC area.
Oh, they're going to flank them.
They're just going to go for the big flank. They're
going
all the way behind.
This is an Am solo Uber. Let's go. He's on Mac. Taunts. They're going to chase it through IT right now. He's on Piggles, 60 damage. Piggles only 60 HP. Soldier coming from behind.
But this is trouble. Connor is in so much trouble.
Oh no.
And Piggles actually gets a saw towards the end there. They're almost with the Uber charge ready. They can fight this mid.
Oh yeah,
they're scouts and Uber.
Yeah, they're taking this right back in with the Uber.
Both of the scouts get dropped.
Bruh. That is a bruh. And they're just used for nothing basically. Oh no.
It looked so good. At the start of the fight there, you have two scouts ready to block the point with your Uber ready. But I think there was just tiny, like a millisecond mistiming where both of the scouts ran in when Piggles was at like 99%. That was just very unfortunate.
Also, Am's getting way too greedy.
Yeah, well.
As per.
He's just showing up for the camera.
Yeah, it's a show match. You know, it's on upper bracket. I'm on free camp. But it looks like they're in mid again. Am's getting left. He's on it. Domo is just bombing in, hitting pipes and stickies. Polygon is down. Everyone is sort of weak. Piggle's down. Ams is on him. Crayon is bombing in. Connor dodging and weaving. Everyone's going on him. It doesn't matter. Ascent holding.
For a second there, it looked like Zebo went to his old ways, playing buckets order. He was just standing next to Connor, basically just shooting floor around him and splashing all of the scouts, soldiers, and other nasty stuff that was coming at him. And it's full Brad. I mean, already getting one pick, getting a second pick from Credu, and it's just going to be a clean push, I feel like.
Yeah, they're walking in with Uber right now. They're just going to try and take the points, get the sentry gun down after. Oh, the med's been trapped in a corner. Can he get it? He's completely ignored the medic, unfortunately. It doesn't matter. The team is there to back him up. Piggles down, Crayon down, Zodiac down. Zebo and Credo are getting hit there by Mac. This may be a hold, but
this is still very doable, yeah.
Yeah, this is no, Mac is...
Connor is walking.
Connor,
let's go. Care.
Oh,
but Big Mac. Big Mac with the easy cleanup there on last. I mean, Connor was...
He hit the W key.
You have to respect Connor, right? The demo is like 40 HP, and if you hit him with your crossbow, that's basically a GG. And Mac, I think, just had one sticky and one pipe reloaded, and he hits both of those, basically just saving a round straight away. But there's 4 minutes left and 3 rounds to go if they want to get anything out of this fixture.
Credu is on sniper though. Doesn't really get any shots off. 2 shots. Can he get the scout? Nope, he cannot. Maybe he'll get something like that. Oh, he gets Mac as soon as he's spamming the sticky. There we go. Everyone's kind of in this area again. Burrow, you know, all bundled up. It's not looking good. Connor is down. Credu's the only one left alive in forward spawn. You know, Big Bloke just kind of cornered them off and just put them in this little section. Credu going for a hero shot. He's being chased in by Zodiac. Doesn't quite get it. That's a mid.
That's a mid. I mean, Credu hitting the shot there was really nice. I mean, Mac going down straight away at the start of the fight.
Oh, left.
But then there was no one left to protect Connor. And Connor just going down with basically Domo at the same time, and that's how you lose the fight. I mean, it's very nice that Credu can hit these headshots, but sometimes you just have to protect your medic.
Left was a bit too greedy, but now they have the Uber. There are one soldier down there.
They're already pushing into last.
Yeah.
Sentry's probably going to go down within a second here.
Maybe not. They're still using. They've used a bit later. They didn't need to use for one sentry, but you know, oh, poor Mac with the stick. They need to go for Connor right now. He's dodging and weaving all the sticks. Hits 52 damage. Doesn't matter. Zebo, Mac taunting in his death one more time. Kado doing 360s. I think they know that they've won this now.
I think this is where we're officially entering the garbage time, but Zebo chases down Pegos.
Crayon's in it.
Oh, just for the logs.
Yeah, Crayon's in forward. Crayon's in forward spawn with a sniper. He's waiting. He wants something for the logs.
So the most entertaining thing about garbage time Ascent.EU is probably gonna be AMS just getting beamed and just walking forward. So I'm just gonna be on an AMS cam from now on.
Crayon back spawns after that. He hit one good shot. He got Domo. I think he got Domo. Polygon got him. He was a soldier.
And they just want to use this uber aggro in the choke. AMS is already on Pegos. Connor coming in with the saw.
Uber chain. No, it's not Uber chain. That's when you have 2 minutes, isn't it? That's a top strat. I don't care. Polygon's in. Gets left. Domo just, you know. Oh, Max on Tide Turner. He's got his demo night out. He knows it's garbage time. Let's see what he can up to. He spots something. He's going for it. He's going for the corner. It's a melee fight. Oh, fortunately, people are there and do not respect the demo night. They just want, you know, keep their med alive even though they're going to win.
CP that got keep, you know?
Yeah, remember that competitive league? The medieval competitive league? Yeah, no, fucking competitive league that we don't need.
Did it actually happen?
Yeah. I'm not joking. Zodiac. Domo just bombing out the spawn, and that's just going to be another round to Ascent. You know, it's garbage time, 1 minute left.
1 minute left, 16 for Ascent. What can you say? It's just very dominant performance towards the end there.
If they give Ocean a few pints, I think it can be reversed. It can be 6 to big bloke, but you know.
We still see Big Mac on the demo night, you know, enjoying himself in the LAN environment. 0 ping, demo night. What else do you want?
That sounds really good. I want to see 1 kill from him, just 1 kill. He's on. Oh,
so close.
Doesn't get the demo. But Crayons and Snipers, they're just here for a laugh now. He's waiting for the recharge. Oh, it's not going to work. And everyone's just going to go down. Arms with a pistol. What was that damage? Oh, another pickaxe. You mining for diamonds tonight, Polygon.
GG's call in chat, 10 seconds left.
Swinging from side to side.
I mean, pretty expected result from this matchup, you know. Ascent very much so expected to win this one. Coming in way stronger and way stronger than they did yesterday. We saw a lot of dry pushes coming into basically any point at the game, and just overall a very strong performance.
Well, we are not the big brain gamers. The big brain gamers are over there, so we should throw it to the big brain gamers who do the analysis. We just shout at things.
It looks like the big boys are ready now, so we'll hand it over to them.
All right, thanks guys. Adysky and Plunk doing a fantastic job on the commentary. And, well, yeah, as they mentioned, probably the expected results. Both you guys nailing those predictions once again.
Getting back into it, you know.
Yeah, into the swing of things. That second map, though, we did see some rounds for big bloke. I don't know why I want to say, like, I wanted to say Plunk. No, big bloke.
Big Plunk LAN, yeah.
Yeah.
Every LAN.
He is going big on the casting. But let's talk about it a little bit. We'll start with Big Bloke LAN. What were your thoughts there, Dom? Were there some players that you know, you wanted to shout out some of their performances, or just some encouragement for them as they move forward in the lower bracket?
I think at the beginning they struggled a bit with the aggression from Ascent, and eventually they switched to the sniper mid, which is something Equally said Ascent should probably try with how the mids at the beginning of Sunshine went out. And in the end, Ascent did as well. Like, both teams struggled with each other's aggression at different times, and they both busted out the sniper double scout thing for the mid fights at different points in the game. So it was interesting to see both teams try that, to just slow down the other team a bit on the mid fights to get a better start into the game.
And Equally, same question to you. There's some people from Big Bloke that you want to point to and some encouragement you can give them.
Yeah, there was some good stuff from some of the players. Like, it wasn't a case of, you know, they got like completely rolled. There were some really good things. Specifically, Af was really hitting some of his shots. That was like really impressive. We saw some good things from Mac, but ultimately, I feel like unfortunately, a lot of the success of the Big Bloke team was because Ascent kind of built themselves up an early advantage in terms of rounds. And at that point, I feel like Ascent felt not... It wasn't that they were playing necessarily weird for the sake of playing weird. I feel like Ascent, they let them have the opportunity to try some of their weirder stuff, some of that kind of, you know, more trying to go for like weird backcaps and trying to go for, you know, like weird recontest. You know, we saw them play at least a few times a kind of sniper double scout mid. We saw them try like some different things in terms of like last pushes and everything like that. So I feel like it wasn't that Big Broke Land got completely annihilated, but it was Ascent feeling really, really confident the entire time. I firmly believe that if maybe there'd been like another round or two kind of closer, we would have seen very, very different things from Ascent, and they would have been way more kind of willing to kind of dominate and take things all the way to a win limit.
Another quick strat that we saw in that map that I want to just discuss real quick, and that was the defensive Kritzkrieg. We saw that earlier, and in the bus crew versus a quarantine match. And just curious if that's, you know, something that is going to be a new trend. You know, is that something that you've run into, Dom, where teams are doing this defensive crits, you know, figuring out that the Uber is going to get kind of held back and then to use it to counter? In this case, it was the heavy weapons guy standing up top. Is that map specific here? Maybe just a few teams playing with it? What are your thoughts on that, Dom?
It's definitely not too common a thing overall in the scene right now. It's just something people like to go to when there's really not much else you can do on last anymore.
Yeah.
Because in most situations, when you're on a dis-ad hold on a last point like this on process, there's just little chance for you to actually get your Uber back in time when you lost mid with your medic. So you need something. A gun is helpful, a pyro can be helpful depending on the map, but sometimes you need that bit more. On the Kritzkrieg is just up faster than the normal Uber.
Yeah.
So it always can just make just that bit of a difference, and if you like really have success with it, you can just keep that crit going all the way maybe, and just roll off the momentum.
Yeah, that's a great point. Let's take a look at the logs here and see what we can find out about some of the performances of the Ascent players. They certainly put on a strong showing. Oof.
Ow. That's, yeah, that is brutal. I'm seeing, first of all, AMS 41 frags, Kradu 37. So, I mean, we did say good things about the Finnish power couple. And turns out, yeah, that is actually quite filthy. That's like, what's that? That's 78 frags between them. That's actually just dumb. Yeah.
Yeah. No, that's certainly pretty absurd. I mean, even just kind of the way that the damage numbers are stacked up there, where you got 5 players from Ascent on top, and then the next 5 are from Big Bloke, and then the medic, you know, which would be expected towards the end. But even then, Connor out damaging.
Significantly out damaging Piggles as well. Yeah, no, Connor's really on it. He's really got that DM on today.
Yeah, your thoughts, Dom, on what this screen shows us?
I mean, it was a fairly one-sided affair, right? One of the rounds was a sneaky backcap that Ascent just let happen because they were a little bit caught unaware. So really, there was only one round where Big Bloke Lane really had a good last push, and those last pushes were always a lot better for Ascent, a lot better figured out. Whenever they used the Uber into last, they got so much mileage out of the invincibility. They already had a point halfway cap when people started to contest them, so it was just a matter of levels here.
Right. And I'm not sure if we have the medic logs to look at, if that'll tell us more about Connor and Piggles here. And there we are. And actually, yeah, 3 Kritzkrieg out from Piggles, including the 1 drop. Anything else that either of you would like to point out here?
I mean, again, just average time before using being incredibly low. Yeah. 2 really aggressive teams going at it, and Ascent clearly coming out on top every single time with these fights that they were taking.
Yeah, it was more or less everything, really. It was Ascent were in control of the situation, you know. There were these few kind of crit attempts from Big Bloke Land, but realistically there was kind of one which was just a little bit too slow. There was like the defensive one on the heavy, which you kind of mentioned about, and I feel like there is some value to that, specifically almost only really with the heavy on process last, because you can't really afford to use crit stickies because you need stickies on the point when you're defending like that. The heavy could have worked, but ultimately all that happened was, I don't know, like they ended up doing 3 times damage to a bunch of people who were invulnerable. They kind of got a pickup on the side, but it seemed like it was more of a desperation, spur of the moment kind of pickup, rather than like, oh yeah, this is something we really planned and we can kind of, you know, do something special with it. So, I mean, you know, shout out for like going for it. Always, you know, if you find yourself running out of ideas, it's much better to come up with something on the spot, but it just wasn't something which is enough to rival the power that is the Ascent.EU roster.
Yeah. And we're still waiting for word on who Ascent.EU's next opponent is going to be. Certainly seems likely that it's going to be 7, based off of who 7's opponent is and just the history from that group stage. Dom, do you have any thoughts on what Ascent.EU might want to, sharpen up a little bit further, or just kind of generically what was really strong in this matchup that Seven might have to look out for?
It's going to be interesting. Last match, obviously, yesterday, what they played was really, really late, but it was close nonetheless. Obviously, sure, either side can claim they were tired, but in the end, obviously, both sides were. So it's going to be interesting how this game will match up once they're now playing much, much more to the best of their abilities, not being as tired from the full 12 hours of playing.
Yeah.
And Ascent had obviously a good start to this. Obviously, an easier opponent than Seven will be for sure, but they need to keep the confidence up for this one.
Any final thoughts from you, Eeply, on how Ascent.EU is looking as they head into the upper bracket semifinals?
I think one thing which is really recurring every game I'm watching from the Ascent.EU scouts at this LAN is, I don't know what it is, I don't know if I'm just suddenly noticing it now, but they actually, AMS and Creative have like the craziest pistol accuracy I've seen in ages. Like, I'm really enjoying the Kovacs meme, right? 100% really enjoying the meme, but it's actually crazy how much they're hitting. Like, I'm pretty sure I saw like a Credu pistol at one point do more damage than like an enemy heavy. He's literally just like, I don't know. I don't know how that's like possibly working. Maybe it's just, they're really like starting to feel at this land, but I really, really think that the Finnish scouts are like really looking on form. The only thing I think they need to be a little bit aware of is not to get overconfident, This was a good game, really dominant performance, fantastic, but some of the later teams, you got to give credit where it's due, you got to give the respect, and you've got to, trust to kind of play your game, don't get over the top.
Yeah, maybe hit a little bit of that Kovacs aim trainer, for the next match.
Yeah.
We are going to have a little bit of a downtime here. We are on schedule in the good way that, we actually have some extra time here. Players will be able to, take whatever breaks they need, grab a quick snack before our next match. So it actually will be about 40 minutes or so. We won't be seeing Ascent.EU in our next coverage. They will be taking on likely Seven, as we mentioned. We're waiting to hear who Ascent.NA will be facing, but we are anticipating to cover that side of the bracket next. And once we get there as well, we'll probably have an update for you guys on how the lower bracket is going. And some of those teams did see that Bus Crew picked up their first win in the lower bracket. We'll have to check back and see how they're doing. So, ladies and gentlemen, please stay tuned. Of course, keep the stream running. If you need to go run out, get some groceries, make yourself a snack, now is a great time to do that, because it's going to be about 40 minutes or so before we're back, bringing you guys some more insights on what to expect with our next matchup, the upper bracket semifinals, as the action heats up here on I-65. So please don't go anywhere, ladies and gentlemen.